Welcome back, my friends. And if you're new to the channel, welcome for the first time. My name is Melanie with Melanie Stamps, and I want to welcome you and invite you to subscribe and hit that thumbs up if you enjoy this content by the end of the video. Today, we are playing with a menagerie of products from LDRS Creative. This was gonna be a 2-project video, and then some magic just happened, and these 2 bundles merged into one. So let me share with you where my mind was going and then what happened in the process. So this trailing hummingbird set I fell in love with because my mom, who unfortunately passed away a few years ago, loved hummingbirds. And this is just an adorable stamp set. It's beautiful. And it comes with coordinating dies and also a stencil. So I love the beauty of this, being able to, have so many ideas with it and have so many ways of use. So this is what my main card was going to be featuring. And I actually got it stamped out ready for our project today. Then I began working with a second set of stencils, or stencil set, 3-piece set here, called the Floral Swag. Now this has really delicate florals, a couple of really nice sentiments, nice and bold. Actually, I have one right here, stamped out in die cut. Really nice, bold sentiments. They do have the coordinating dies and the coordinating stencils. So I was working on a bonus card to share at the end of this video, since it is the same technique as we're going to do here. And then I noticed how pretty it coordinated with this flower arrangement that I had done here for the video. So and they're smaller and delicate. So I'm sitting here crafting, and I notice how pretty that would be together. So I was like, I don't think I'm going to do the bonus card. I think we're going to combine these 2 sets because of how pretty that looks. So that's where we're going today, guys. No bonus card today. We are just going to play, mixing and matching our products. Now for the technique, we are going to do some faux letter pressing. So instead of doing the BetterPress, we are going to use our die cut machine. And I've gotten a piece of watercolor paper here. This is from LDRS. I thought we would use it. And we're going to take this geometric background cover plate 2, the modern geometric cover plate 2 die. And I've taped this in place on the back of this cover plate. And we're going to go over here to the Platinum 6. And I'm going to look up the sandwich for how to emboss a die cut shape. It's right here on your platform. And it tells you here you want to use your platform base A, platform top B, the die cut face up. So I've got A and B, your die cut face up. Then you want to use your embossing mat. And because I can't find my embossing mat, I'm going to use 2 of my Gemini embossing mats, because the Spellbinder's embossing mat is a little thicker than the Gemini one. And then the D plate. And we are going to run this through and see what happens. You guys know me, I'm constantly misplacing things in my craft room. Looks like we've got a good impression. There's always a workaround, right? I'm gonna pull this from this side for the reveal. I'll rip a little bit on the back probably. real slow. This Altenew tape does not rip much, but I had moistened this paper just a little bit beforehand, so I was expecting it to rip a little bit. Okay, so let's see what we got. Ooh, see? So you can get a letterpress look from your dies. And that is what we're going to use for our background today. Isn't that gorgeous? Turned out really pretty. Okay, so we're going to put this back. And now we will move on to the rest of our design. Those out. And we're going to use our waffle flower grip mat for our stenciling. So I'm going to put our beautiful Hummer on here. We'll pull in our stencils, and it gives you a nice diagram here on the back of our step-by-step stenciling. That's really nice that they do that. So we'll keep that as a reference here. So here's our hummingbird, and here is our flower. And then there's our instructions. We'll keep that right there. For colors, because I inked this with the hybrid LDRS ink, which is an oil-based ink, I have chosen to use a water-based ink for the stenciling. That way our inks don't smear. Whenever you're coloring something, you want to use the opposite ink to color than you stamped with. Think of opposites attract, okay? So if you want to use opposite things together. So it's kind of like the opposite of oil and water, if that makes sense. So if you're using oil-based ink, which is like your pigment inks or your hybrid inks, things like that, then you want to use water-based colorants. If you're using water-based inks, then you want to use your alcohol colorants or your non-water-based colorants, which would be mostly your alcohol base. So I hope that helps a little bit there. So that's why I'm choosing these instead of using hybrid and hybrid to color with. I don't want to smear my black hybrid ink here. So let's see which one we're going to do first here. Let me see where the numbers are here. Oops, turn this around. Perched hummingbird. Okay, the numbers are right here, 1, 2, and 3. And make sure I've got this going the right way. Yep, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so we will do, oh, this is perched. Okay, so we just need this one. So this one, there we go. And the beauty of this grip mat is by me die cutting this paper first, I'm going to be able to line this up and then push this down. And you see how it grips that right there? Which is going to help me, and the paper is already in place. So that is going to help me grip this. Now for colors of my hummingbird, I decided to get Typool and Argan. And I thought we would go in light and then darken in just a little bit of the areas. So we will come in light. Such a pretty color. Now, Simon Says inks do dry back very nicely. Then I'm going to get, I have a blender brush here, yeah. And I'm going to get a little bit of the Argan. And just go ahead and maybe make this down here a little darker, just to give it a little interest. So just do that. See how that looks. Yeah, that looks good. Maybe have it come up his back a little bit, just feather it out. There we go. All right, so that's number 1. So let me wipe that off. Now we have our belly and our wings. That's interesting. They're only giving us the front wing. Okay. Now for my belly, maybe I will go in with the darker ink here to give the belly a little darkness. Just for some contrast. Then I want to do the front wing light, just rubbing this excess ink off of here because I'm going to go back to light. I'm going to do the front wing light, and then we'll do the back wing dark. This is actually still has some of that dark in it, but that's okay. All right, I want to wash this off again. The only reason I'm washing this off every time is because of that rose down there. Since I don't have that rose masked, I'm trying to avoid getting anything on it, which, knowing me, will happen. But I'm attempting not to let it happen. Attempting. So let's see here. So now we need the this one. So we're going to lay that one down. Like so. Whoops. And for this one, I need to be very careful of her throat because I want her throat, I need to be careful of the top of that too. I want her throat, and I should mask it really. Let me go ahead and mask it. Her throat, I want red. I'm also going to mask the top of this here, just so I don't mess it up. That way I can get the deep color. Hopefully that will be good. Okay, now I'm going to pull this one up. And we will move this mask down here, like so. And we're going to put these up. Whoop, that's the darker one. That's the lighter one. And again, that's Argan and Tide Pool. Then I'm going to come in here with Hot Lips and a blender brush. And just give her a bright ruby throat. So let's see how we did. There we go. Okay, I'm happy with that. So we will put that one aside, and we will work on the rose at the bottom. I did not use cotton candy. I was thinking about it, but then when I saw it's just that one little area, I decided not to. So then we will work on this rose. Let's see here how we have this. Look at the design here. So it has the leaves all in one. Like so. That's kind of nice. So we'll go ahead and do those first. Get that on there just perfect. I am going to mask a little bit again here because I do not want this getting messed up, and I don't want to accidentally get green right there. So let's grab the Dublin, which is what I used on the flowers that are in the clusters that we're going to use around the edges. That's what I used for those, is this Dublin. Okay. And again, this will dry back, so it won't be as dark. There we go. Looks good. I love the reveal. So pretty. Okay, get that off of there. And I'm going to clean this stencil one more time. Okay, now for the rose, it looks like, let me see, this is 1, 2, and I believe this is 3. Does it show there that we have 3? 1, 2, 3. Yep. Okay. So we have this right here. Perfect. This is very easy to follow. I just love stenciling when the sets come like this. I'm going to use the lightest color here. Make sure this one doesn't have any super dark pinks in it. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to hold this down right here. This is just a base color. So that's all we need is a light base. Then we'll switch over to number 2. And it does have the outline of the flower, so you can line up the etched lines with the outside of the flower, which is really nice to follow along there. It really helps you get in there and know you're in the right place. All right, so this is bubblegum. Now we're going to go to sweets, which is a medium pink. And since we're going darker, I'm not worrying about cleaning my brush off. I'm going really slow because it's how delicate this is, the stencil is. Trying to keep it nice and flat. Okay. And then I'm going to wash that off. And then I'm going to go to number 3. Just going to pat that dry. Go to number 3, and again the etching is there for me to line up. I know you can't see it, but it's the outline of the flower. And then I will come in here sure I got it there. Yep. Okay, and now we will go to Taffy, which is the 3rd in that color range. This beautiful thing about Simon Says Stamps inks is they come in a 3 range of colors that all work really nicely together. It's one thing I like about them. All right, so get that last color. And now these are the same colors I used on, ooh, that's pretty. The same colors I used on the coordinating pieces, the little pieces we're going to put on the sides. Okay, so I have just put my card front on a card base, and we're going to bring in our finished piece here, and I'm going to pop this up with some 3D foam tape just to give it a little added dimension. I am thinking I'm going to be able to possibly use that sentiment I previously stamped and die cut on this as well. I hadn't planned to, but I'm thinking we might be able to squeeze it in there. So let's see how this is going to fall together. See if the vision happens. Do you guys ever play with your products and thinking you're going to go one way and then it just magically morphs into something else? Because that is totally what I had planned for today. I had planned out these 2 bundles, we're making 2 cards, and then all of a sudden, bam, it just happened in a different way. So let's see, we're going to put that down here. Oh, that's so pretty. I just love that little touch down there. And then let's bring in our other pieces that I had made and see how this is going to line up here. So those are going to go something like that. And then this was my sentiment that I had made for this set. Let's see how I like that. I actually do like the way that fits in there. And then maybe a couple little embellishments. And I think we're good to go. This has a lot more white space than I'm used to, but I'm kind of digging it. So you guys will have to let me know down in the comments what y'all think of this. It's a little different for me. Let's see. Add these little flowers. I like this little, the way this just hugs this scalloped oval. So pretty with that stenciled rose. I really like the way that rose came out. And we'll put this one up here to frame this corner. And we will put this sentiment, I'm not even going to pop the sentiment up. I think it's going to be fine just as is. But look how it fits without me even trying. Look how it fits right in there in with the hummingbird. Huh. Who knew? Sometimes we surprise ourselves. Now for some bells and whistles, maybe we'll put a few of these Pink Fresh little drops on here. These are Clear Drops Iridescent. They're like half circles. Cute. Pretty, pretty. So I thought we'd fill in just a little bit. Let's see where we'd want them. Let's see. I'm thinking there's more space down here. Looks good. Okay, I'm gonna get my fine tip for this. And we will go to town. 1. And 2. 3. 4. 5. 5. I am not left-handed, guys. 6. And we'll put the last one. Remember, odd number is your friend. 7. And there is our finished card. I hope you've enjoyed this project, guys. It has been a lot of fun for me. I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye, my friends.